Hello YouTube, this is Tracy HB Picker, and today I wanted to discuss good customer service and how important it is. Whether you are running a brick and mortar or an online store via eBay, Amazon, or Etsy, good customer service is important. Whether you get repeat customers or not, uh, it still can be reflected in your DSRs, it can still be reflected in your feedback. You just want to make sure that you're providing the best service possible. If, of course, if the buyer's too big of a headache, then of course you can block them uh, if you really feel that's necessary. But they can still leave negative. They can still ding you. And if they threaten feedback, yeah, you don't have to take that. I just report buyer. Luckily, that's never happened to me. Um, yeah, but you can report buyer, call eBay right away. But I'm not sure if eBay keeps them from leaving feedback completely or just negative and neutral, or if they just remove it when it's done. Because if they leave you a positive, um, they can still ding you, and they can still give you all ones for your stars. So, just good customer service is important in how you handle it. I know that it could be very easily to get frustrating and wanting to yell and scream. You're yelling and screaming at your computer, I'm sure, but just type out those words and put those in an email. You really need to think about it. I keep everything as professional as I can. I've worked retail for a lot of years. I worked Walmart for a couple, and then I worked for AJ Wright until they closed all their chains, and then that store was turned into a Marshalls. And just because of the area, I knew Marshalls was not going to last. If they probably would have made it a Home Goods or something, it probably would have. Um, you can't stick. You can't go from a complete different clientele. Um, AJ Wright was more urban. You found the more urban brands. You got into Marshalls and you found stuff like Calvin Klein dresses. Calvin Klein dresses, $50. I cannot see that. And I guess that's cheap, and Marshalls is, I guess, cheaper than like malls and stuff like that, but to me that was still expensive. I mean, you can find a $50 Calvin Klein dress for on eBay, and probably not anymore, because I know the clothing market has gone down in the past couple of years, and um, I lost, the Marshalls closed in January of 2012, so, and that was the last time I worked. But basically, getting back to on subject here, you want to make sure that you are very professional. I don't get personal with them at all. Sometimes you just got to bite your tongue. You got to take it. You got to eat the loss, and just to keep from getting that defect or the low DSRs or the negative feedback. You just got to take it sometimes. And I'm just going to give you a few examples. This happened to me the other day, that you make sure you look over your stuff well. Yeah, I know that if you got a lot of stuff to list, you could be rushing stuff and really overlooking things. When you're taking pictures, when you're actually doing the listing, and then all of a sudden you notice it when you're packing something up. And that happened to me the other day. It was a Ralph Lauren shirt, and I put in excellent use condition. I didn't see nothing when I took pictures of it. I didn't see nothing when I listed it. So, and when I was packing it up on the back of the shirt, I noticed one small hole. And I took a picture of it and I sent a message off to my buyer, offered her a refund, or if she wanted to keep the item, I would go ahead and ship it. She chose to keep the item. They said the hole was small, it didn't matter. So luckily for that one, I'm still waiting on feedback. It's still in transit right now. I had a lady that ordered an Easy White sewing machine, mini sewing machine off of me, and it came pretty much brand new. It looked like it was only used once, and it had the string, it had the scissors, it had the needles, it had everything with it. And when she got it, she sent me a message saying that she didn't have the cover for the on-off switch, and that I asked her what she wanted to do, and she's like, well, I don't really want to keep it if it doesn't have this cover because I don't want the string to fall out or anything like that. I'm not a big expert on sewing machines or anything like that, but I told her, all right, fine, I would return it. She wanted me to pay return shipping, and I said okay, even though I know that would have hurt me because that was a 4 to 5 pound item, and it was going, mid-country. I'm in Michigan, and it was, I don't know, it was going somewhere in the mid area. I'm not sure anymore, but basically, I told her that I would do this. She's like, well, do you got another machine you could take the part off of, or do you think you could call the manufacturer? And I go, well, you have all the manufacturer's information. I go, you can call them and see. They might. And she called and she replied back that they couldn't replace the part, and I said, okay, I'll return it. And then I got a message later that night. I guess she decided to go and go through every little piece that was in there, and her cat pulled it out of the box, so it was just loose in the box somehow. So she ended up keeping it, and she left me glowing feedback saying, I went beyond what was required and that she would buy from me again. So I'm glad that really worked out. And an instance that might not be your fault, I think it's more eBay with the way that they set it up, and I wish they would change it. But if you have more than one item of something and you've got a multiple quantity listing, make sure you put that on good to cancel, even if you normally like doing 30 days, because if you sell something out of that multiple quantity items that you have, and you're not keeping track of how many that you're selling, and then if it goes to wants you to relist after the 30 days is up, it automatically resets that back at the quantity you originally entered. So you have to manually switch it to the quantity that you have left. And a lot of people don't catch that. And for that reason, anytime I have more than one item, I take and I put it at good to canceled, just because of that. Because when it's good to cancel, then it's good to canceled, and then you don't have to worry about it relisting and resetting itself to the original quantity that you have. And that it did happen to me. I had 4 of an item. I sold 2. It said I had 3 left. Because apparently I caught it one time and I didn't catch it another time. I mean, I eventually ended up going on to good till canceled, and the guy wanted to buy the last 3. And my quantity said that I had 4 total and 3 left. And I actually only had 2 left. So I sent him a message saying I only had 2 of those left. And I offered him a refund for 1 item plus the shipping on it, or that I would just trade, or that he could trade for, because it was a model car, that he could trade for any of my other model cars that I had left in there. Just let me know which one. And he did, and I still made the sale, didn't have to refund anything there, and I got positive feedback with that one too. And so those are just some examples of what's been going on. And because of that whole thing with the shirt and the hole, a lot of my clothes have the wood paneling background that you see in the back. And as you can tell, I put up poster board. So now I have a white background for it, and I also have 6 white poster board in my hallway coming up the stairs on the other side of my door. Yeah, over here. You can't see the white thing because the door's in the way. But I got that, and it's either for like my really long items, because the wall behind me is only 4 foot tall, It's a short wall and the ceiling's kind of angled up. But either that or sometimes my purples in my lighting, because I got these fluorescent bulbs, but they're more of an orangish tint, and sometimes my purples look blue. But on the other wall over there where I put the other poster board up, it has a big old window right there, so it has more natural light than the fluorescent lighting that I have up in my room up here. And I use it for that. So currently I am going through and we're redoing pictures of anything with the wood paneling in the background, getting all that on the white now. And we're re-looking everything over. Even if I had a white panel, the white background already, I am re-looking everything over just because of that one mistake, because I don't want to find anymore. That I'm just gonna re-look everything over again and decide. And I guess if it's too bad, then I'll just take it down and I'll donate it. But other than that, if I can document it, retake pictures and put it in there, anything that I may have missed, I'm going to do that, because I feel bad when I miss stuff like that, and I don't want that happening. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure that you like and comment on it. And make sure you subscribe and check out my playlist. So have a good day, YouTube. Bye bye.